Thank you, Father Bauer, Father Becker, Reverend Fathers, any honored guests, and my brothers. My vocation story is less of a radical conversion, but one, rather, of a steady progression of drawing closer to the Lord and learning to receive His love more deeply. I first began to think of priesthood around the age of 6, and while I don't remember much from back then, I do remember loving to go to Mass. I think there were 2 key elements that nurtured my desire for the priesthood from this young age. The first is my family, and the second are the priests that I encountered throughout my life. I grew up in a very strong Catholic family as the oldest of 9 kids. I was homeschooled from kindergarten through 12th grade. It was my family who taught me how to pray, taught me the faith, and showed me how important it really was. My family exemplified what they taught with their daily prayer. We went to Mass every Sunday, and when we could, daily Mass. We would also pray the daily rosary, and later on we began to do a weekly Holy Hour. The support and witness of my family was huge for me as I grew, and it is my family that I attribute so much of my ability to receive and to be open to the call to the priesthood. Growing up, I remember there were 2 options regarding a possible career, being a professional baseball player or being a priest. You can see which one didn't turn out. Also, growing up, I would frequently play Mass, and I had a full set of Mass vessels in addition to a chasuble and stole that my mom made. Something I still find funny is that I actually taught 2 of my younger brothers to serve by having them serve for me while we played Mass. In addition to this, I enjoyed serving at my parish while growing up, and I did this all the way through high school. So fast forwarding to high school, the thought of the priesthood was still in the back of my mind, but it was a much less attractive option than it had been earlier. I began to get involved with a youth group at my parish, and I continued to altar serve at Mass. Both of these, in combination with my family having priests over for supper, gave me opportunities to discern a call. I became good friends with many of the priests at my parish, and they were very influential and inspiring to me. Oftentimes they would ask if I had considered a call to the priesthood. 2 priests in particular were very encouraged and happy to hear that I had indeed considered it, and they were influential in the rest of my coming to seminary. In working with the priests because of the youth group, serving, just speaking with them, they all affirmed the thought that I should pursue the priesthood. One of the priests at my parish began to invite me to different events. He took me to dinners with the Archbishop for men discerning the priesthood, and I remember one event in particular that had a big impact on me. My junior year, this priest took me to a Christmas party for the seminarians of the diocese. This was the first time at this event that I had met a seminarian, and it impacted me greatly because they realized that they were real men who were normal, fun, loved sports, and things like that, but were studying to become priests, and that really struck me. I would eventually go on to visit Conception Seminary with my vocation director at the end of my junior year. Now at this time, it's the summer before my senior year, and I'm trying to decide on college options, while still having a pull to the priesthood and trying to decide. I had visited the seminary recently, but I still wasn't convinced. So I did what was the most logical thing to do. I ignored it all and applied to college. With the intent of going to this school and majoring in computer science and engineering. That fall, my senior year, the same priest who had taken me on some of these events throughout high school invited me to come visit SJV with a group of other guys he was bringing up. I had nothing going on, and I was still interested in the seminary, so I said sure, so I came. The visit at SJV was wonderful. I spent 2 days here visiting, asking questions, praying, and just experiencing the seminary. And it was on this trip that I realized I couldn't put it off any longer. I had to go to seminary. When I got back, a challenge awaited me. I had received a very good scholarship to the college that I had applied to, and now I had to make the decision, college or seminary. I didn't know what to choose, and so I decided to take a week to pray about it. I clearly remember that week praying for clarity if God really wanted me to go to seminary or not. As God would have it, at the end of the week, I received a letter from my vocation director inviting me to some event. But the cool thing about this, though, wasn't the event that he was inviting me to, but was a little note written on the letter that said something along the lines of, "Hey, we haven't talked for a while. I hope the sermon's going well. Give me a call anytime if you want to talk." Well, I took that as my sign, and I eventually called him. I received an application, was accepted, and I was at SJV the next year. Since being in seminary, I've been incredibly blessed. I have learned and been greatly challenged to trust in God more and more. He has dispelled many fears and shown me much about myself. The most beautiful aspect of all of this is that in my time in seminary is the way in which he has drawn me closer to him. This has been by far the greatest gift and the one I am very grateful for. I strive to continue to trust and receive his love and draw closer to him each and every day. Praise be Jesus Christ.
Amen.